Hi, let's talk about abuse of rights under human relations in the civil code or civil law. Uh, may action ba? May actionable wrong ba pag ang tao ay hindi naman siya gumawa ng krimen pero siya ay nag-exercise lamang ng kanyang karapatan? Okay? So, viral ngayon yung video na pinatayo niya yung waiter daw, no? Because allegedly sinabihan siya ng pronoun na hindi niya gusto. So, is he liable for abuse of rights, no? Under the civil code? Pwede ba siyang makasuhan sa ganun? In-exercise lang naman niya, quote unquote, ang kanyang right. So, tayong lahat, meron tayong mga rights sa buhay. We have the right as a customer, you have the right to demand, you have the right to so sa sa bank, you have a right sa secrecy mo, no? So lahat ng tao may right, and sometimes wala namang law, no? Wala ka namang law na violate, but can you still be sued, no? That's now the topic that we want to talk about. So bar 22 2022 question: ano yung remedy ko ang tao inabuso niya yung kanyang rights at hindi naman siya again nag-violate ng law, wala siyang krimeng ginawa? Okay? So ano yung remedy ng taong na na-injure, no? Na-injure or na aberya, no? So the answer is indemnification. He can seek damages under Articles 19, 20, or 21 of the new Civil Code. In general, these are related to each other and these are called human relations article. And technically, yung abuse of rights talaga na provision is Article 19. But sometimes, it is being referred to the three of them. Kasi, alos naman lahat ito, some way, they are an abuse of the right of a person. But we can distinguish each one of them. No? So, Article 19 is that ang tao, yung accused, may right siya, but he abused it by exercising bad faith. So, abuse is equal to bad faith. Tinawag kasi siyang abuse kasi alam niya na may right siya at ginamit niya ito to injure others. No? So, that's bad faith. We will define later on further what is bad faith. Article 20 naman is that there is a law that he violated. May violation talaga. Sa 19, wala. May right lang siya. But sa 20, may na-violate siyang law. At yung law na yun, he used it to violate, he violated such law and he willfully and negligently caused damage to another. Sa Article 20 naman, damage from moral wrongs. So, may right siya and he exercised that right in contravention with the morality of the society or against public policy or customs, okay, with intent to injure sa isang person. So these are the small distinctions, the micro distinctions between each of these provisions. Okay. So let's look at abuse of rights deeper. Actionable siya. No? Abuse of right is actionable, meaning makakasuhan mo yung taong nag-abuso sa kanyang rights. There's a saying, sum ius summa injuria, meaning the abuse of a right is the greatest possible wrong. Wala nang nakakapasama sa'yo sa tao kung alam mong nasa tama siya pero inaabuso niya. No, may right naman siyang tawagin ng siguro ng titulo niya, may right siyang ma-recognize yung kanyang mga achievements, pero pag inabuso niya to, pag ginagamit niya na to para manakit ng ibang tao, no, with yung elements natin in a while, that's abuse of rights. So we define abuse of rights by stating or enumerating its elements. Okay? So first, dito may star, ang tao gumaganon siya, meaning he has a right. And then the evil icon means that he is exercising it evilly or in bad faith. This is the core element according to one case. And that he is using this to injure others. So, let's just imagine taong proud, taong makasarili, and then he is using that right, okay, or duty to injure others, and he knows it. That's the defining element there. Alam niya na masasaktan niya ang isang tao. Mahirap, no? Mahirap pag may karapatan ng tao. Mahirap na minamahal siya, no? May entitlement siya, pero ginagamit niya yon para masaktan ang iba. Okay? May isang saying na tawag dito. you you cannot use, no, your, it doesn't mean that if you love, if someone loves you, you will treat them poorly, no. If may right ka, i ibablant, ano mo na yan, i-flaunt mo na yan, no. Or pag may nagmamahal sa iyo, abusuhin mo, no. So we don't abuse rights, otherwise we will be sued. Okay. So the core element again of the abuse of rights doctrine is bad faith. Bad faith. And what is bad faith? Bad faith, the keyword here is knowledge, consciousness, conscious doing of what is wrong, breach of known duty. He who alleges bad faith must prove the same. So that's the obligation. So the keyword for bad faith is consciousness, known, knowledge, duty. Alam mo kung anong gagawin. Alam mo na hindi siya dapat gawin. Alam mo makakasira ka pero ginawa mo. That's bad faith. On the converse, ano naman yung good faith? It is an honest belief on the validity of your right. And then the ignorance, hindi mo alam na may superior right. And then there is no knowledge of circumstances which will put you into inquiry. Hindi ka na magtatanong kasi hindi mo naman alam. So for us to understand better, we look at examples of abuse of rights. Okay, so sa one case, yung yung defendant ay may-ari siya ng lupa with the right to enjoy. Siyempre, we have learned in civil law that ownership entails several rights. So the rights to fruits, the rights to possess, the rights to abuse, no? And the rights to enjoy. You also have the right to exclude any other person from the enjoyment thereof. But the exercise is not without limitations. Okay? He must not, ano yung limitation sa pag-exercise ng right? Na hindi mo ma-damage yung iba at ma-injure sila. He must act with justice, give everyone his due, and observe honesty and good faith. Again, that's the limitation. You have to act with justice, honesty, and good faith. So nasa ang good faith nandyan pa rin, no? Another example is the debtor shrewdly attached his plane in California to avoid being liquidated by his creditors here in the Philippines. So may right naman yung California creditors niya, but he knows that by doing so, he will injure the creditors, the rights of the creditors to collect their collectibles from him. So yung kanina is yung sa may-ari ng lupa is I think the example number 1, yung inappeal niya sa Court of Appeals. But then he knows that the appeal is ongoing, pinaalis niya pa yung possessor, yung nakatira doon sa lupa. And nangyari, ni-reverse ng upper court or ng appellate court yung decision. So, yun nga, alam naman niya na may appeal pa, sinaktan niya na ang iba, no? Or pinalayas na iba na alam niya namang may substantive defenses din yung nakatira doon. So the third example of abuse of rights is the clothing store unduly sent a demand letter to the suspect's employer, making outright accusations despite evidence showing that there was a possibility that payment was made. So itong kaso na to is ano naman, yung parang OA, no? Parang OA yung clothing store na to na ano pa lang naman, suspect pa lang naman kasi 'di ba according to the constitution, everyone have the right to be presumed innocent unless otherwise proven guilty by proof beyond reasonable doubt. So ang ginawa nitong clothing store pinahiya yung suspect sa kanyang employer. So that's abuse of rights. May right ka naman mag-demand, may right ka na may right ka magkaso, pero wala kang right na ipahiya yung tao because ang ano dito may evidence na nagbayad naman siya. So to malign a person without substantial evidence is equal to abuse of right. So ito yung purposes ng jurisprudence. It is a compass that will serve us kung ano yung mga real world examples ng abuse of rights. No, ano pa kaya? No, ano pa kaya sa mga sa experiences nyo? Sa experience nyo, ano yung mga taong may kung sa Ilonggo pa may duso man sila ba? May 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 tsakto man sila, pero may red flag no? Ginaabuso nila. To the point nga ang iban hindi na maka-imik, pero parang may mali, no? Parang alam mo may mali, no? May mixed signals. There's right and wrong. There's abuse. So that's the signs of abuse, no? May right pero may wrong. Okay? Nako-confuse ka na. Another is Article 21. Importante ito kasi this was the answer in the bar exam 2022. This talks about filling the gaps in statutes which leave so many victims of moral wrongs helpless even though they have actually suffered mental and moral injury. Actually, this is Article 20 rin, no? Yung mga statutes na nagde-define kung ano yung ang dapat gawin, ano yung violations, pero hindi sila nag-define ng damages. So you go to Article 20. Ang question now is, kasi very general contravention to morals, sabi lang ng Article 21. Basahin ko Article 21 states, okay, this is how it is stated. Any person who willfully causes loss or injury to another in a manner that is contrary to morals, okay, good customs. The primordial question always is, what is good morals? What is morality? No, I think in Ladlad versus Comelec, the Supreme Court defined morality as not religious morality, or else we conform to any religious sect. What the law contemplates about is that morality is what is defined by the society as a secular whole, no? It is secular morality. Will it shock the conscience of a discrete human being, of a family, no? So parang yun yung standard. So the question then is, will this blur the boundary between law and morality? Na napaka-broad ng definition. Every good law, sabi ng court, or sabi ng Code Commission, so these are the legislators, no? Every good law draws its life from morals. Morals are written with words of fire in the conscience of men. So, ang poetic, no, ng sinabi ng court. Yung morals daw they are written with words of fire in the conscience of man. So, yung fire na yan, it's a symbol of passion, no? Morality is passion. It's like something that make us alive. Pag na-trigger yung morality natin, parang bulkan tayong sumasabog. Okay? If the society, yung test kasi is social media rin minsan So whatever is shown there, it triggers the morality of a nation. Well, yung bad sign is napopolarize. Merong polarization. Pero pag may unity, may tinatawag kayong unity sa morality. Pero pag polarized yung society, medyo medyo mahirap, no? I'll just give a controversial example, abortion, no? Polarizing siya. Well, in some countries, in some societies, the gender is polarizing then. Also, in other countries and societies, taxes, no? So I think the Republican and the Democrat ideologies, if you study that, these are morals driven parties, no? Yun yung parang set up sa US. Unlike dito sa Philippines, we are not like that. We are not like a two-party system. Parang may independent, no? May mga parties sa kanila. So going back, the conscience of man has remained fixed to its ancient mooring. So sabi ng mga lawmakers, we can just put morality there because morality is fixed, no? But I disagree, no? For me personally, morality fluctuates. Kasi there's a verse nga sa Judges, no, sa Bible, that everyone is doing what is right in their own eyes. May time sa civilization, may time, even the biblical times, may times na grabe yung morality, mataas, grabe naman ka-down yung morality. Meron times na yun na so down yung morality because people have forgotten the Bible. I think it's in the Old Testament. May prophet, may isang king doon na buong generation hindi nila alam yung Old Testament, hindi nila alam yung Bible. So what happened is their morality was so confused. Sa Judges, ganun din, no? Yung may i-rape sana nila yung angels, no? So those are the scenarios that happen when moralities are compromised. So again, morality is blurred if there is no standard, no? And what is the standard of right and wrong? Saan natin ibabase yung right? Saan natin mabase yung wrong? Of course, sa truth, no? Sa truth. And what is truth? Okay, sabi ng, I think si Felix ba yun sa Acts? What is truth? And we know in John 14, he said, I am the way, the truth. Without the truth, we shall not be free. Okay, the truth shall set us free. Now, going back to so ano yung mga actions na may pwede siyang kasuhan kahit hindi naman ka-violate ng law but nag-contravene ng moral. So that's damage by contravening morals. First is that the defendant acted legally but it did violate morals, customs, and or public policy. So legal pero immoral. May ganon, no? Legal pero hindi katanggap-tanggap. But then, it was intended to injure another. So these are the three elements of Article 21 damage. What is an example? It's walking out from a wedding after all the preparations, expenses, and publicity has been done. This is one of the cases we have read in first year law school, Wasmer versus Velez. In general, wala namang, hindi siya actionable pag you breach your promise to marry. But it's actionable, makakasuhan mo pag nagsobrang prepare na yung kabilang party, yung fiancé mo, family nila, gumastos na, naka-reserve na, nag-sign na ng contract at bigla kang tumakbo. You will be liable, no? Under Article 21. Also, deceptive protestations of love and promise to marry for the plaintiff woman to surrender her womanhood to him and to live with him. Bax versus CA. Pangakong na pako, no? Sabi ng isang kanta, lahat ng pagmamahal at oras ay binigay. No? O di ba? Okay, nakakasawa na. Ako'y iniwan mo sa ere. Oh. Parang ni-recite ko na yung kanta. So, pag yung gano'n na, ginawa yun sa'yo, protestations of love, that you relied on it in good faith, and then you surrender your body, no? So, pinabayad ng damages ng Supreme Court itong si Bax yata. I think if I'm correct, no, si Bax pinabayad siya. So, is breach to marry actionable? Generally no, but actionable siya in what way, no? So in general, it is not actionable because first, there is no law na nagpapunish or justifies the person to file for specific damages. So even in civil law and neither in criminal law. So there's a principle nullium crimen nullio pene sine lege, which means there is no crime and there is no law punishing it. So that's in criminal law, even in civil law. Now, second, the intent of the Congress is clearly against it. So there was a attempt to include breach to marry as an actionable wrong, but they eliminated it. So again, it is not an actionable wrong. A person who breached mere breach of promise to marry has no standing in civil law. However, if it is accompanied by an act or event which would make it actionable, then it can be actionable. So also when there has been carnal knowledge, no? Carnal knowledge meaning sexual intercourse. So yung kay Bax kanina, the carnal intercourse constitutes seduction as defined in the revised penal code. The aggrieved party can recover moral damages. So pag seduction na yan, that is subject to moral damages. Again, moral damages, as to recall, requires bad faith. The act of the defendant constitutes a tort in the sense that it is willful. No? Pag tort naman yan, may moral damages. Pag nabuntis yung babae at nanganak, assuming na she cannot recover for moral damages, nevertheless, she can recover for compensatory damages for medical and hospitalization as well as attorney's fees. So, nabuntis, hindi pinanagutan, okay? Although walang moral damages, makaka-recover ka pa rin ng nominal damages sa medical and hospitalization. That's in Hermosissima versus CA. Okay, nominal. Compensatory damages. So, ito naman, ang plaintiff had advanced money to the defendant upon the fate of the promise to marry. So, syempre, the person that advanced money sa mga caterer, sa church, or sa mga, ang tawag sa mga nag-organize ng kasal. I forgot the term, no? Basta yung mga nag-organize, nag-down na siya. Let's say siya yung may trabaho, or let's say both of them may trabaho, makaka-recover siya. Okay? So, when there is no carnal knowledge, the only cases where the aggrieved party may file an action is if the latter's act constitutes a tort or if the former had advanced money. So, again, damage, no? Damage and bad faith are the keywords. Ano naman yung isang example na sexual intercourse or carnal knowledge na walang action is not actionable if there is mutual desire and voluntariness on the part of the woman. Okay? Hermosissima versus CA. So dito walang moral damages. Okay, walang moral damages recovered, but meron siyang compensatory damages, no? Consequences of abuse of right, as what we have said, indemnification, no? Damage, Article 2219 din, sinasabi dito, moral damages may be recovered for acts and actions referred to in Acts 21, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 32, 34, and 35. Na-observe ko lang parang hindi nasama yung 19 and 20. But still, it's an abuse of right. And very important, we have to distinguish injury, damage, and damages. No? Injury is the invasion of the right, a violation of the right. No? Damage is the loss, hurt, or harm resulting from injury. Damages is the compensation for the damage suffered. We have to define this because there are instances na may hurt pero walang injury, walang invasion. These are cases of self-inflicted damages, self-inflicted injuries. Okay? Nasaktan ka, pero ikaw naman yung may kasalanan. Kasi alam mo naman na masasaktan ka, ikaw lang mismong nagsakit sa sarili mo. No? There can be hurt without invasion of a right in cases where the injured person is the proximate cause of his own injury. Anong tawag dito? Damnum absque injuria. Damnum means damage. Absque means absent. Damnum po yan, hindi po yung damnun. Damnum absque means absent. Injuria means injury. So, damage without injury. Mga self-inflicted injury. No? Mga tinatawag na assumption of risk. Okay? Yan din yung doctrine of assumption of risk sa commercial law, sa transportation law. Alam mong masasaktan ka pero pinasok mo. Therefore, if you have suffered damage, if you have suffered damage, then there is no injury because there's no violation of a right. So, an example of damnum absque injuria is the case of Ears of Nala versus Cabansag. Okay? Merong 400 square meter portion na property yung spouses, tawagin natin tong 400 square meters, spouses Nala, Duyan, and late Eulohio Duyan. So same silang Duyan kasi mag-asawa sila. And then ang nangyari dito is that na-transfer ito sa spouses Eugenio Gomez and Felisa Duyan Gomez. So itong 400 na-transfer ito, no? Bigyan natin ng arrow. Sa spouses, Eugenio Gomez and Felisa Duyan Gomez. So, na-notice nyo, Duyan, parehong Duyan. Kasi, sister ni Eulohio, okay, si Felisa Duyan. But, yung transfer na ito, paano ulit transfer yung ownership ng property is deed of sale. DOAS. No? Or deed of absolute sale. But this was fictitious. So, lagyan din ng sungay. This is fictitious. With the agreement that the property will merely be held in trust by them for the children of spouses Duyan. So, transferred, pero, parang trust lang. In trust for the children of, so, lagyan natin ng arrow dito, maliliit na children. Okay? So, yung nangyari is, occupying a 50 square meter portion of the property was Chito. So, 400, so lagay natin may 50 dito. Ang nag-occupy is si Chito. Lagay na lang natin sa labas. So, si Chito, who subsequently bought the said portion from spouses Gomez. Okay? Binili niya ito from spouses Gomez. So, lagyan natin pera, binayad niya, at yung binalik sa kanya is ownership. So, lagyan natin dito ng title. Ownership, may ribbon kasi genuine daw. So, quote and quote. And then, ang nangyari is, dahil binili niya ito noong 1990, nag-demand siya ngayon. Chito received a demand letter, he received a demand letter from Attorney De La Cruz in behalf of Nala, who thought that Chito was only renting the property. So ito, yung lawyer niya, lagyan Nala, may lawyer siya. Lagyan natin ng may kurbata, tsaka black suit. Nag-demand siya ngayon, okay, kay Chito. Siyempre, sad face or angry face yan. Hoy, nag-renta ka lang. Renter ka lang. At ito sila, yung mga Gomez, sabi ng lawyer, ano lang sila, manager, trustee ng totoong owner. So, when the spouses Gomez failed to remit the rentals and claimed ownership of the property, Nala had to protect her and her children's interests and asked her lawyer, Attorney De La Cruz, to send the demand letters to Chito. Okay? Kasi nga, nag-failed ito mag-remit. So, Chito then sued Nala and Attorney De La Cruz for damages. So, itong si Chito, syempre, nagbayad na siya eh. For him, nagbayad na siya. For him, na-injure siya. No? So, ang ginawa niya, lagyan natin ng pula kasi angry na siya. He sued the lawyer, medyo ulitan natin, and Nala. No? Damages kasi nga may alleged violation ng kanyang right. The Supreme Court ruled that Nala and Attorney De La Cruz are not liable. Okay? Yung pag-claim ni Chito, binase niya ito sa Article 19. No, abuse of rights. Yung for him, may right si attorney at sinala, pero inabuse nila. According to him, ha? So, sabihin natin, oy, abuse of rights kayo. But, anong sabi ng Supreme Court? But the Supreme Court said, the core of Article 19 is malice or bad faith. Bad faith talaga yung core element dun. And then he who alleges bad faith must prove the same. So, may bad faith ba sa ginawa ni, lagyan natin ng circle, may bad faith ba sa ginawa ng lawyer at ng spouses na hala? Siyempre hindi, kasi ang kanilang pag-demand, ang demand letter na to ay based lang sa belief that there is no superior claim and they are the ones entitled to this lot. Okay, kasi nga they are merely entrusted this to spouses Gomez. So yellow na to, yellow yung ruling ng Supreme Court. So they are in good faith, no? And si Chito, he has the burden to establish bad faith. Yung presumption ng law is nasa good faith yung defendant. Kasi yung nagde-demand ng bad faith is yung si Chito. Burden to establish bad faith. So bad faith does not simply connote bad judgment, but a dishonest purpose or conscious doing of a wrong. Conscious doing of a wrong. Hindi naman sila conscious doing of a wrong kasi they thought, no, na entrusted lang nila ang kanilang property sa kanila Gomez. So si Chito dito yung maling akala. Mahirap talaga yung maling akala, no. Siya pa yung nagkaso pero hindi siya nag-prosper kasi nasa good faith yung kinasuhan niya.